freshman that has a lot of time here. They've got a couple seniors. The two returning starters that they had from last year, Macy Morris and Morgan Dunlap. Macy Morris is out with a torn ACL until probably January.
Oh, my.
Morgan Dunlap has a sore left elbow that she got hurt in the last soccer match they played there in the regional championship. So we'll see how effective she is with the brace there on her left elbow. And Lady Comets are coming, right?
Oh, eventually.
Clock is running, so we'll see here. I kind of wanted to get them out here and let the Comets come out. Messing up my timing just a little bit here, but we're excited to be back here for another season of Lady Comets basketball. We're also going to have a full season of Lady Dragons basketball as well. You're going to be producing and calling the games for the Lady Comets. We got Gavin Hickel running camera for us tonight. He'll probably be doing some commentary with you, correct?
I would say so. Yeah, Taylor Duncan just had a conflict today. He's our normal cameraman. So for anybody who watched through the football season, if you liked the camera work, that was Taylor. If you hated the camera work, that was still Taylor.
Well, and I tell you what, I wanted to get down here and do a little piece on the football team. Just the fact that those kids gutted out that season. Just
absolutely.
An amazing intestinal fortitude, perseverance, everything you want to say.
I was out sick for that sectional game that ended their season. Unfortunately, matter of fact, I had some folks telling me that Dakota had gotten so used to talking back and forth with me in the commentary, they kept going, I'm by myself. But so unfortunately, I didn't get to see how that all went. But I've got to say that even up there against that Knox defense, and that was a hard game to watch, but those guys were working just as hard at the end of that fourth quarter as they were in the first quarter of the first game I watched. So, of course, Lady Comets, you just saw them come out here on the floor. So,
the Lady Comets coming out here, their 2018-19 season getting set to go here in a few minutes. But yeah, just the whole thing, and I know the Indy Star came up and did a nice piece about the Comets and everything, but just the whole, they started with 15 kids, right?
Yeah.
And they ended the season, they completed every game, and, it's just a gutsy performance, and it's kind of a one-year anomaly, right? They're looking for some better numbers next year.
I think that I heard that we have something in the neighborhood of 5, or we have 8 eighth graders that should be coming up, and a couple of those, I heard the high school players, they scrimmaged against them in a couple practices, and there was a couple of guys, I heard them saying, man, they don't tackle like eighth graders. They tackle like varsity players, and that's what we need. So, next year we're still going to have a very young team, but I think here in 2 years as things come together, the football program should be really strong, and we're definitely hoping it was a one-year anomaly. I'd knock on wood, but our table here is plastic.
Well, I tell you what, like I said, I was able to get down and do some preseason interviews with the coaches, and I'm going to go ahead and play the first interview with the Argos Lady Dragons first-year head coach, Dan Dewar. We'll come back here with more pregame after that. Here is my interview from, I think it was a couple days ago. I went up there and did some stuff with Argos, and first-year head coach Dan Dewar. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Steve Stricker here with RTC TV4, and this afternoon we're up here at Argos High School as we're getting prepared for the 2018-2019 girls basketball season. Just did some filming with the girls and wanted to introduce everybody to the coaching staff up here. First off, first-year head coach Dan Dewar. Coach Dewar comes to us from Plymouth. I'll let you kind of talk a little bit about your background.
Yeah, thanks, Strick. 18 years in Plymouth. It kind of feels like I've been here a little bit longer already. So, that's it, right? Varsity assistant, freshman coach. Just happy to be here. So, yep. What else you want to know about me?
We'll get into a little bit. All right.
There you go.
So I want to introduce what's your title?
Head JV basketball coach.
Okay, Miss Carly Vanderweel in her second season now here with the Argos Lady Dragons. Tell us a little bit of your background.
I played here at Argos for 4 years and graduated in 2013. I helped coach at Shaw Memorial for 3 years while in college, and then this is my second year here at Argos.
What'd you do at Hanover?
I was a soccer player, goalkeeper at Hanover College.
There you go.
Of course, coming from Argos, soccer player, you come to expect that. So, Coach Dewar, talk a little bit about, as you came in here, transitioning into the varsity job, a little bit of a younger team. Talk a little bit about your expectations here for the 18-19 season.
Well, we'd like to be playing. We got some injuries, a couple bumps and bruises to deal with early, but everybody does. Nobody feels sorry for you. Every expectation to at least hang a sectional up. So we may be one of the teams that, we're going to have to try to get Macy Morris back. She's got an ACL, hopefully January. And we got the LaFree kid from Plymouth that's going to play with Wheel on JV. She's a junior. We'll have her back on the 24th, so we'll get her a couple games. So hopefully our sectional roster, when we get to that point, is going to be loaded back up with where we want to be. And, that we're just hoping to play our best basketball coming into January, right? And, I'd be disappointed if we don't get ourselves a sectional win, and I don't care what our record is up to that point, other than we're just going over some plays and stuff today, me and Coach, and water the stuff down a little bit. And, our IQ needs to be a little bit better, but I think we'll get there with it. We're going to go baseline to baseline on defense. We're going to try run and transition, pull it out of the basket, try to get some easy points. And I think everybody talks about our juniors, and we got some good ones, right? We got Dunlap and Hoffman and Macy coming back, but I really think it's going to be the growth of our sophomore group with Maddie Van Wheel and Emma and Sid the kid. I think those are the kids that are going to help us where we got to go, and also Barlow. Got a big girl, get her to be a little bit more physical, and she will be. She already is, and got a pretty good freshman too in Liz that it's going to be hard not to see the floor with her a little bit. So, yep.
Well, it's hard to believe as we do this interview here, we've got 7 days.
I know, right?
7 days before the first game. Season sneaking up right
Guys
away.
like you coming in and takers and
so it's all getting real. It's all getting real. And I tell you what, I've got a little different relationship with Argos, obviously, with my kids being here and also being on the coaching staff. And tell everybody a little story from the other night here. Coach Dewar came in. We were working with the junior high kids. And he stepped in there and was talking a little bit about the paint and about keeping the kids out of the paint. And he got very animated. And I loved it because by the end of his speech, if he would have told me, he said, Strick, go run through that brick wall right there, I probably would have tried to do it. And I tell you, that's the kind of spirit that I'm seeing right now. And I think, like you said, it's going to be more probably towards January before you get full strength. But a lot of good things on the horizon.
Coach will tell you, we tell him we're not very good, right?
Yeah.
We're not very good.
We'll be a hardworking team, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hardworking for sure.
Yep. And that's what's going to be our bread and butter, and I think that's always been Argos' bread and butter, right? Yeah. Getting after it. I mean, Coach Teal obviously leaves me with a great program, right? Real easy to jump into. The kids are great. He's got some system things in place already that we're using, and it's definitely, it'll have his feel on it this year for sure, right?
Big shoes to fill, 2 sectional titles in the last couple years. Of course, the big run in 2016, and even a sectional runner-up last year. So, Coach Dewar and Coach Vanderweel, good luck to you this season. And we'll be following you. We'll be down there at Caston in a week. Getting the
CMA this weekend, a scrimmage, and Wheel's got a bunch of freshmen too. So we got a good crop of freshmen, right? About 10 of them. So we're good shape.
Got a great group of young kids here at Argos, and can't wait to see them get out on the hardwood. And we're not going to have to wait too long.
Nope.
So we'll get things rolling. And Coach Dewar,
hey, thanks.
Thanks for taking a moment here with us. Coach Vanderweel, thank you. And we'll see you all later. Thanks for joining us here and doing a little pregame, preseason interview here for 2018-2019.
Go Lady Dragons, baby.
All right, welcome back here to Caston High School. Steve Stricker with Blair Zimmerman. And that was my interview I did last week with the first-year head coach for the Argos Lady Dragons, Coach Dan Dewar. So also part of my travels last week, I was able to come down here to Caston High School and got an interview with Coach Don Helmick, Coach Helmick in his 4th or 5th year.
Sounds right.
Yeah, here with the Lady Comets. And here's the preseason interview I did with Coach Don Helmick of the Caston Lady Comets. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Steve Stricker here with RTC TV4. This afternoon, we're down here at Caston High School and on getting ready for the 2018-2019 girls basketball season. I'm joined by the Caston Varsity girls basketball coach, Don Helmick. Coach, talk a little bit about what you got coming up here this season. What are you expecting out of the girls?
Well, we have 6 incoming freshmen. We return everybody but one senior from last year. We lost Ashton Klein, so we're not starting over. We're 5 juniors, 1 senior this year, a couple sophomores. So we're trying to input a more up-tempo game where we're trying to fast break so that we don't have to set up an offense as much. So that's kind of what we're doing as far as the season goes. Just kind of depends on how well we shoot and defend. I think we should be able to compete for about a 500 season. The sectional is we're definitely not one of the top teams, but I don't think there's a team like there's been in the past with North White just being heads and tails better than everybody. I think it's a little bit more level. And then the conference, you got to go with North Judson or Knox, and we're just wanting to get mid-pack this year. Last year we were second to last, however many teams are in the conference. So we just want to get in the mid-pack, and knowing that we have everybody back next year, so we're kind of doing a 2-year deal here as opposed to knowing that, hey, 1 year we got these kids and we're done. So we'll return every starter, at least from right now, anticipating who will be the starters. We'll return everybody next year.
So looking forward to kind of a building type of year this year. I did notice when we were doing our stuff with the girls, a lot of sophomores, so a big sophomore class, and then like you said, some really good juniors. So Coach Helmick looking to improve off of last season and work your way up, and really, like you said, a 2-year kind of project.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing you just did there, we have Aubrey Degg, who wasn't here, who'll be a starting point guard, and then we have Brianna Hubenthal, who's a sophomore, probably our best consistent shooter. But yeah, I mean, we have the 1 senior, Nally Weezy, who'll get some time, but we're mostly sophomores and juniors, and then our junior high has some kids coming in. So we just want to get it going right now, hoping that what we foresee the junior high kids to do in the future, and then implement what we're doing now at the high school with them in junior high. We've got a team going to Indy right now that's playing on Sundays, and we're looking at hopefully a nice little 5, 6, 7 year run starting this year.
Well, you open your season up in less than a week. You'll have the Argos Lady Dragons down here to open things up. It's going to be our first game here on RTC TV4 as well. So we're really looking forward to getting the new season of basketball started here. And Coach, thanks for a minute, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, welcome back here to Caston High School, where our preparations for the season continue. We're getting set to go. That was Coach Don Helmick of the Caston Lady Comets, and the preseason interview I did with him last week. And let's go ahead, Blair, and let's meet the girls. And we'll start off with the Argos Lady Dragons, the visitors tonight. And let's meet the girls that are playing here, and be right back.
Shandell Parker, number 32, senior, forward.
Kaylee Carlton, number 50, senior, forward.
Cagney Hoffman, number 20, junior, guard.
One more time.
Macy Morris, number 42, junior, forward. Ashley Barlow, 44, sophomore, center.
Go.
Emma Swathwood, number 30, sophomore, guard. Sydney Shepard, number 12, sophomore, guard.
Go.
Maddie Vanderweel, number 22, sophomore, forward.
Madison Vargas, number 14, sophomore, guard.
Okay. Lizzie Edmonds, number 40, freshman, center.
Okay. All right, there are your Argos Lady Dragons, and unfortunately there was a couple girls, most notably Morgan Dunlap, who was at an FFA event when I did the filming for that. So we apologize. We'll get her added into it as soon as we get a shot to get up there and get that filming done. And let's see who your Caston Lady Comets are. They're going to be your home team here hosting the game tonight. Here are your Caston Lady Comets.
Allie Weezy, number 24, senior, post.
Emily Holt, number 11, junior guard. Sophie Jellison, 21, junior forward.
Jasmine Rudisel, number 4, junior, guard.
Lane Oliver, 15, sophomore, forward.
Jordan Klinger, number 35, sophomore, post.
Olivia Boldry, number 13, sophomore and a forward.
All right, that was your Caston Lady Comets. We had Aubrey Degg and Brianna Hubenthal, who were both out at that same FFA thing the night that we filmed for the Caston Lady Comets. But Blair, here it is. We're getting close. 2 minutes, 25 seconds to go before the tip-off of the 2018-2019 season. I'm excited. You excited?
I am too. I know that the boys basketball, that's what fills the seats. But sometimes I from last year, okay, this is a new year, new season, everything. But last year, sometimes it just seemed like the girls' games were a little bit more raw, a little bit closer to some schoolyard ball, and it just made them exciting. And I don't know if it's maybe there's a perception of less pressure. I don't know. I'm up here spitballing. I was a computer geek in high school, so.
Well, I tell you what, I definitely have an affinity to the girls' game just because I have 3 daughters.
Well, yeah.
You know, and my middle daughter, Macy, who is up at Trine University right now watching us, graduated from Argos last year, you know, and I got another one that's coming up in 6th grade. And I think the girls' game is more pure. It's more of a, fundamental type game.
Right.
You know, they obviously play below the rim. You don't get a lot of, I'm just going to do this because I'm athletic stuff.
Right.
And they got to be smarter. They got to work harder, and they got to do the fundamental things that make a difference. And
I'll tell you, last year that's one thing I saw. Games are won and lost on fundamentals. Saw so many last year interceptions, bad, nasty floater passes, and not getting the layups and not getting the rebounds, and those are the things that lose you a game.
Right.
It's not a 360 dunk. That's not what wins the game for you. It's keeping those fundamentals down. The 360 dunk, though, is what gets you on SportsCenter.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I'm excited. We're going to tip off here tonight with the Lady Dragons and the Lady Comets, and then tomorrow night we're going to have a double header for you. Actually, football. We got Pioneer taking on Lafayette Central Catholic at Lafayette for the sectional championship, and then we're going to be covering up at Culver. The girls are going to open up their season against the Culver Girls Academy. And then Saturday we've got 3 games on tap. It's going to be Rochester opening up their season versus West Central at 12:30. And then Caston is going to be back here versus South Bend Career Academy in the evening. And then Culver will be back in action at home versus South Bend Trinity. So a lot of games coming your way here on RTC TV4 as we get started. The season's just going to kick off in a big way.
Yep.
With 7 or 8 schools that we're covering, it's going to be hectic here real quick. We're going to get our national anthem and get our starting lineups here from Caston.
At this time, we would like to have everyone rise, remove your hats, and join in as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Tonight, our national anthem will be performed by the Caston High School Band under the direction of Mr. James Burns.
right. So the national anthem, let's get some starting lineups here. Let's start out with the Argos Lady Dragons, the visitors on your scoreboard.
Let's meet the starting lineups. First, for the visiting Lady Dragons. Number 12, Sydney Shepard.
So we got number 12, Sydney Shepard.
Number 20, Cagney Hoffman.
Number 20, Cagney Hoffman.
Number 30, Emma Swathwood.
Number 30, Emma Swathwood.
Number 40, Elizabeth Edmonds.
Number 40, Elizabeth Edmonds.
Number 50, Kaylee Carlton.
And number 50, Kaylee Carlton. And again, that's head coach Dan Dewar, first-year coach.
Keep an eye on number 40, Blair. She's a freshman, very talented young player for the Lady Dragons.
All righty.
And now let's meet the starting lineup for ball. Ready, come in.
Number 3, Aubrey Degg. Number 11, Emily Holt. Number 12, Brianna Hubenthal. Number 21, Sophie Jellison. And number 35, Jordan Klingler. Now, I find it interesting, Steve, that we don't have number 24, Allie Weezy, starting tonight. Senior, she's the tallest on the line, but I know that she's been complaining of some leg pain all day, so I don't know what's come of that. I'm sure that there's a good reason that we've got a senior not starting the first game of her senior season.
All right, here we go. 2018-2019 girls basketball season. Getting set to tip here from Caston High School. And another notable absence is the one returning starter that's healthy for the Lady Dragons in Morgan Dunlap. I told you she had an elbow issue that she hurt during the soccer season, so she's not getting the start here tonight. So it's going to be Lizzie Edmonds, the freshman, going up against the sophomore Jordan Klingler. And we're ready to get underway here on RTC TV4. Ball is up in the air.
All right, and Klingler with that tip over to Sophie Jellison.
So the Comets control here. Let's see what happens. Holt gives it across. Degg has it up top. Nice drive to the basket there by Hubenthal. Misses the shot, gets the rebound.
Those rebounds we saw last year just so key. Every missed rebound is a missed opportunity. It gives your opponent hands on the ball and opportunity to score.
Shepard comes away with it, gets it out. Hoffman's going to bring it across here for the Lady Dragons. Just getting underway here from Caston High School. Gets it into Edmonds. Nice pass, Swathwood, and she's going to get called for the travel. So a turnover there for the Lady Dragons in their first possession.
I've got to say, that could have been called a foul, too. There's several things happen right there.
So a little full court pressure here. That's what you're going to see a lot of from the Lady Dragons here this year. But the Comets don't have too much trouble, but then there is the turnover as Holt threw it out of the reach of Klingler. So a couple of turnovers here to get things started. Still no score, 7:13 left here in the first quarter. So it looks like Hoffman's going to do the bulk of the ball handling here for the Lady Dragons.
Well, we got to find the ball first, Steve.
Ball went under the bleachers there. There's a little cubby hole apparently on the end of the bleachers there.
That's band director Mr. James Byrne with the assist.
There you go. So Hoffman's going to bring it across the floor here, across the timeline.
Looks like the Lady Comets are playing an extended zone defense right now.
Shepard's going to take a shot. She gets fouled on that one. Looks like you're going to get Hubenthal on the first foul. And that's going to send Shepard to the line, shooting 2. Sydney Shepard listed as number 10. She's actually wearing number 12. She's a 5'6" sophomore.
First shot's good. That was a nice
Trivia question for you here. Who scored the first point of the 2018-19 season on RTC TV4? Answer is Sydney Shepard. And she puts them in 2 for 2 from the line. Gives the Lady Dragons a 2-0 lead here early. Holt brings it across, picks up her dribble. Nice job there on the defense by Edmonds. Shepard comes up with it. And she is going to get fouled. And they're going to call it on the floor. Looked like it might have been a shooting foul.
So that's
going to be on Holt, her first. Hoffman's going to trigger the inbounds, baseline right, gets it in, Kaylee Carlton, and she's going to turn it over with the travel.
Now, we were talking fundamentals earlier on in the broadcast. We're off air, I don't remember. We were talking fundamentals, and we've seen some passing fundamentals already that have been a little weak, and it's resulted in turnovers.
That pass there was almost picked off from Degg, and she steps on the line. Hubenthal steps on the line, so it's going to be another turnover here for the Lady Comets. So a pair of turnovers apiece between both teams. Hoffman's going to bring it across the timeline here for the Lady Dragons, leading 2-0 with 6:25 left here in the first quarter. Hoffman looking into Edmonds. Nice post move there. Edmonds, a little swing book, and loses the ball. And back the other way. Holt's going to bring it across the timeline here for the Lady Comets. Holt going all the way to the rack, but she gets her shot altered there by Edmonds.
Looks like that might have been a foul there on Degg trying to get that ball back.
Number 3, Aubrey Degg gets the foul. Her first, team's third.
Lady Comets stacking these fouls up really quick. They're going to find themselves in a shooting violation pretty quickly.
Yeah, just 2 minutes gone. Already 3 team fouls here for the Lady Comets. Little high post action there to Edmonds. Back across Carlton.
Nice screen set there.
Carlton's pass is going to go out, and it's going to be a turnover for the Lady Dragons. So, you know, Coach Dewar talked about that. They're young, very young. Obviously, with Dunlap out, no experience coming back basically right now on the floor. So they're going to have some turnovers. They're going to have some struggles. And just inside the three-point line, and no good.
A little long off the back of that hoop.
Hubenthal. Shepard comes out with it, and there's another bad pass trying to hit Swathwood. So 5 quick turnovers here for the Lady Dragons.
But you're absolutely right. The Lady Dragons are just moving. It's a very fast-paced game that they're playing. So
Shepard gets the steal, and right back the other way goes Hubenthal. So a pair of turnovers there for both teams. Holt drives it.
Tries to dish it into Klingler.
And good defense there by Edmonds, but there's going to be a jump ball, so that should go to the Comets on the alternating possession. Going to see sophomore Maddie Vanderweelt's going to check in here for the senior Kaylee Carlton. No, it's black ball. Caston had it first, didn't he?
Caston got the tip,
They got the tip, yep.
I'd be okay with every jump ball being a tip. Kind of like what hockey is.
Hoffman brings it back across, up to the high post to Vanderweel, back up to Hoffman. Vanderweel drives, wheels, misses. Good rebound there by Edmonds. Can't put in the shot. And Vanderweel out of bounds. It's going to be Caston's ball. Jellison's going to inbounds on the far sideline. Gets it into Degg. Degg gets it back over. Jellison back into the corner. Hubenthal's going to take a 3. It's off long. Rebound goes to Vanderweel.
A little pushing action there on Hubenthal's part, trying to go back after that ball.
Hoffman has it right wing. Gets into the paint, loses it. And good effort on the ground. Hubenthal. And it's going to be a jump ball, so it'll be the Lady Comets ball. Good defensive effort there by Brianna Hubenthal. Lady Dragons coming in with the sophomore Ashley Barlow. Edmonds going to take a break.
Jellison into Holt.
Holt comes across the timeline. Swathwood's working on the defense. Holt gets around her, and there's going to be a foul. They can get Vanderweel or Swathwood. Let's see who they call. It's going to be on Swathwood, number 30. That'll be her first, and the team's first here with 4:08 left. Well, Blair, kind of a low-scoring affair here so far, 2-0, and halfway through the first quarter.
The both teams playing pretty good defense. And again, some of those fundamentals, both teams, we've got these young Lady Dragons. We've got actually everybody on the
Swathwood off on the 3. Sorry.
No, it's all right. Everybody on the Lady Comets, out for the Lady Comets right now, are returning players. There's Daig with a short pop-up attempt.
And she's not going to get that away from Barlow.
No.
Ashley Barlow goes 6 foot. Aubrey Daig goes 5 foot. Yeah, just a little bit of a disadvantage there.
And I think that.
And that's a good defensive play right there by Holt. Deflects it, and then it goes back off of Swathwood.
There we go.
Yeah, so good play there for the Lady Comets.
Yeah, Aubrey's listed as 5 foot flat on the roster, but I think that's, football players add a little weight.
Yeah.
I think she added a couple inches of height.
Stretching that, wearing her really, really high shoes.
But I'll tell you what she makes up for in height, or what she lacks in height, she makes up for in aggression and tenacity.
Yeah.
I've rarely met an athlete who works harder than Aubrey Daig does. She runs for me in the fall and in the spring.
Yeah.
And every practice, some athletes get mad at the coach for pushing too hard. Aubrey will get mad at a coach for not pushing hard enough.
Wow. Yeah, and another thing that you do as part of your duties here, Swathwood, nice pass in, can't make the shot. You're the IT guy here at Caston, but you're also the cross-country coach too, and I assume you do some stuff in the spring with the track.
I'll be coaching this year. I'll be working with the Varsity for the first time officially. I've always worked with them in the preseason and postseason, but I believe this year I'll be the distance and mid-distance Varsity coach in the spring as well. And with a small school, that's a lot of contact time, if you will, with all of the athletes. So it's really rewarding and really lets you see into the personality of the athletes out here.
Shepard gets called on the illegal screen right there, and Swathwood's going to take a break, and senior Shandell Parker's going to check in here for the Lady Dragons. So we got some full court action here. Going to see what they can do. Daig gets it across. That's a bad pass. Going to be a turnover here. So Lady Comets, 5 turnovers here early. Still 2-0 with 2:40 left to go here in the first. So scoring at a premium so far here in the first quarter. Barlow gets it down to Shepard, and Shepard's going to get called for a turnover. She traveled on that one. So 8 turnovers now here for the Lady Dragons. So that's a lot of turnovers, but you're going to expect, with 2 young teams and first game of the season, they got a lot of bugs to work out here.
Yeah. Boy, Shepard just really tight on that defense against Daig. The last 3 carries, I'm still thinking football. The last 3 possessions that Aubrey Daig has had, she's been trying to pass over 5'6" Sydney Shepard, and Shepard's just gotten a hand on the ball every time.
And
Jellison
there's
there with
a
the
turnover.
travel.
Yeah, actually Holt kind of got away with one a little bit earlier there before they got it across half court, but Jellison gets called on the turnover, so 6th turnover here of the game.
Some of these girls are still thinking football.
Yeah.
They're just going to carry the ball.
Run down with it.
Daig with a hand on that pass.
Parker loses it, and I think she's going to get called for that foul as well, so double duty there for Parker as she loses the ball and gets called for the foul. So now both teams even at 3 apiece in the foul column. Nice move there by Daig, gets around her man. Nice pass inside, shots off. Parker comes down with it, gets it out to Hoffman. Hoffman brings it across the timeline. Vanderweel skips it across to Shepard, down in the corner to Barlow. I'd like to see her take that right there. She's a good shooter, banks it in for 3.
That was
Ashley Barlow. I don't know, the banks are closed most of the places, but apparently Barlow found one that was still open.
Holt over to Hubenthal.
Hubenthal gets called, or gets the foul. It's going to be on Parker, her second. So she comes in and gets a couple quick fouls. And Hubenthal is going to go to the line here for the Lady Comets, shooting 2.
Now, last season, Hubenthal had one of the highest free throw percentages of the Lady Comets. It's a new year, it's a new season.
Yeah, I'll see what she can do here. Her first opportunities from the line. And she gets the banks are open here at Caston late tonight, Blair. I called you Zim.
That's all right. I've answered it. Just don't call me the stuff that I got called when I used to work construction. The SEC will talk to us about that.
So Hubenthal makes the first. Sub comes in. Lizzie Edmonds checks back in for Parker, who picked up her second foul.
And second shot off just a little bit.
So 1 of 2 from the line, and the Comets are on the board.
Rebound there by Ashley Barlow.
Nice pass in. Barlow goes up. Can't hit from inside. Good job. Holt comes across. Gets it up to Hubenthal. She's going to take a 3 on the way. No good. Rebound to Vanderweel on the far side. Maddie Vanderweel brings it across the timeline here for the Lady Dragons. Gets it back over to Hoffman.
Under 1 minute left in this first quarter here. So much has happened. It feels like it's been longer than a quarter.
Edmonds gets it back. Hoffman, nice drive to the basket. Puts it in. What a beautiful drive there by Cagney. Hoffman gets her first points of the season.
Lady Dragons now extending this lead out.
Hubenthal misses. Another weak side rebound there for Vanderweel. 29 to go here in the first. Tipped off out of bounds. It's going to be out of bounds for the Lady Dragons. So, yeah, some scoring there. That was a beautiful drive by Hoffman. Puts that one in. Gives them a 7-1 lead. 26 seconds to go. Cross court. Barlow's going to take another one just inside the three-point line, and she's off on that one. Good rebound there by Holt. She's going quickly down the other way. Left hand up and in.
And it's good.
Nice drive there by Emily Holt. First field goal of the game here for the Lady Comets. Shepard swings it over to Barlow. Barlow's going to take a 3, and she hits that one.
Wow.
We just found a shooter in Ashley Barlow. 2 3-pointers here in the first quarter. Gives the Lady Dragons a 10-3 lead here after 1. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with second quarter action here on RTC TV4.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors. Evans Agency in Rochester, offering farm liability, farm personal property, and farm outbuilding policies, all customized to fit your insurance needs. Let Judy help you protect all of your possessions. Online at evansagencyrochester.com. First Federal Savings Bank is your local mortgage lender with 6 locations throughout North Central Indiana. Trust the professionals at First Federal Savings Bank. Online at firstfederalbanking.com. Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
All right, welcome back here to Caston High School. We're getting set for second quarter action where the Argos Dragons leading 10-3 after the first quarter. And Blair, you said it, 4 minutes into the quarter there, we were at 2-0. And just like that, the Lady Dragons found some scoring.
Absolutely. They turned it into a 3-possession game within 4 minutes.
Well, Ashley Barlow came on fire. She's got 6 off of 2 3-pointers. She's 2 of 3 from the 3-point line. And Cagney Hoffman with a nice drive and a bucket. And nice back door right there. Edmonds can't convert, but a nice rebound, and Ashley Barlow puts that one in. Barlow has 8 first half points here for the Lady Dragons. And there's going to be a foul called. I don't know. I think they're going to get Hoffman possibly on that one. Yep, Cagney Hoffman's going to pick up her first, be the 5th team foul here.
Well, we thought it was going to be the Lady Comets who got into penalty shot territory first, but
yeah, they had 3 very quickly, but they've sat on that 3 here ever since, and that's going to be a turnover for the Lady Comets. So Lady Comets bit by the turnover bug. That's the 7th of the game. Lady Dragons have 9, so both teams struggling a little bit holding on to the ball. Shepard's going to do the ball handling this time down. Gets it out to the wing here to Edmonds. Edmonds gets into the paint, back to Barlow.
It looks like a dangerous gamble there, leaving Barlow open based on the first quarter.
Hoffman gets it back. Shepard's going to take a 3, and the shot's no good. Another rebound to Barlow, and that one's off the mark, and the rebound comes out to Hubenthal coming across. Hubenthal working on Vanderweel. Good job. Maddie Vanderweel keeps in front, and the jumper is good there for Jellison. The junior puts in the basket and gives the Comets 5 points. Vanderweel here has it on the right wing. Back up top to Hoffman. High post to Barlow. Barlow looking for some help. Gets it to Hoffman.
Now maybe I'm misreading the floor here, Steve, but it looks like,
Vanderweel hits a 3.
Well, just as I'm getting ready to say something, I eat my words. Now it looks like the Lady Dragons slowing down the offense just a little bit there. Bad pass from Degg to Klingler is going to turn it back over to the Lady Dragons.
So the Lady Dragons opening up a 10-point advantage here with 6:15 left to go in the first half. And the shooting hand of the Lady Dragons is heating up a little bit. As Vanderweel hit a 3, she's going to take a break. Kaylee Carlton's going to come back in for her. So Vanderweel with a 3. Ashley Barlow with 2 for 3 from the 3-point line. She also has a 2. She's got 8. And Lady Dragons doing well here. Hoffman gets it into Edmonds. Nice post up there. Carlton, nice little move into the inside. Misses. Rebound. Comes away. Degg gets it. Gets it up to Jellison. Over to Holt. Holt brings it into the paint. She's going to pull up from 14, and it rattles out, and a rebound to Barlow. Gets it over to Hoffman, who brings it across the timeline.
Those in and out shots are just a heartbreaker.
Seen a lot of them. Seems like they're 3/4 of the way in, and then they somehow pop back out. Hoffman, good defense, gets it in. Nice pass into Edmonds. Misses, gets her own rebound and puts that one in for 2. So nice job there by the freshman. Keeps the ball alive off of the missed shot. Good defense. Barlow pokes it away. Swathwood comes up with it. Gets it across to Hoffman. Hoffman gets a screen from Carlton. Back out. Kaylee Carlton passes on the shot. Swings it back over Barlow. Try to get it into Edmonds, and a good steal there by Holt. She's got a layup. If she nicks it, puts it in for 2. Nice, easy job of the layup there by Holt off of the turnover. Got a timeout on the floor.
Coach Helmick calling a timeout, so we're going to step away for this word from our sponsors here on RTC TV4.
Over the past few years, RTC TV4 has produced over 1,800 local videos about you, your family, your friends, your neighbors. Now all of these videos are available at the click of a mouse on our website, rtc4.com. Log on today to see all of our great coverage of sporting events, school programs, public meetings, and more. RTC TV4 and rtc4.com. See for yourself.
All right, welcome back here to Caston High School. Steve Stricker with Blair Zimmerman, and 4:53 left to go here in the first half. And Blair, the Lady Dragons shooting hand is fired up here, and they have a 17-7 lead over the Lady Comets.
They grabbed that 10-point lead here early in the second quarter, and they've answered every shot that the Lady Comets have been able to make.
So Hoffman brings it across. She's got Degg on her, gets around her, gets into the paint, and the left-hander goes for Hoffman. So Cagney Hoffman, and I tell you what, this is impressive for the Lady Dragons with their leading scorer from last season, Morgan Dunlap, on the bench with an elbow injury. They've really come to life here with 19 points here in the first half.
Yeah, you were saying that they're a young team. You weren't sure how this was going to work, first-year coach, and it looks like everything's just coming together for them. Degg saving that loose ball from a backcourt violation.
And that's going to be a Caston turnover as she was trying to find Lane Oliver inside. And the pass goes out of bounds. So another turnover here for the Lady Comets.
Lady Comets now turning on a full court press.
Coach Helmick trying to change things up a little bit here, and that's tipped. And we got one ref that called a tip, and the other ref said it wasn't tipped, so I think it's going to end up being a let's see what they do here. Lady Dragons are going to take it. Good job there by the officials. They worked it out. They saw the one didn't see the tip, and the other one did. So Cagney Hoffman's going to take a break here on the bench for the Lady Dragons, and Shepard's going to check back in. We got a timeout on the floor here, so we'll take a quick break, and it's a 30. We'll leave it here.
All right.
So 30-second timeout here with 4:01 left to go. Blair, I want to give a quick update, I guess. We're Marshall County Coat Drive, and our friends up at Oliver Ford Lincoln in Plymouth, they're looking for gently used winter coats, and this is a community effort here for up in Marshall County, and you can drop off your coats at Beacon Credit Union, and you can drop them off at Oliver Ford, Dr. Plumley's office there in Plymouth, or the Pilot News, and they're looking for some help. They're just trying to collect some gently used winter coats and distribute them, and I think they're going through the 7th or 11th of November. So.
All right. Well, and those of you who are looking to do good, you can even swing by your local Goodwill on a 50% off Saturday.
Sure. Buy a whole bunch of them right there, and it's going to do a double good thing.
Do a world of good for those who need it.
So the Lady Dragons inbounds. Nice pass into Barlow. Goes up with the left hand. Can't get it to go. Fighting for the rebound. Carlton comes away with it. Corner Swathwood for three.
Just
off
the mark. Klingler with that rebound.
Gets it over to Degg. And the shot is off. Nice drive there by Hubenthal.
Just can't quite get things lined up. Hubenthal then intercepting that pass. And draws the foul there off number 40. It's Elizabeth Edmonds.
Well, that's the first turnover here for the Lady Dragons in the second quarter, so they've really cleaned up their turnovers. Got Hoffman and Vanderweel coming back in. So the Lady Comets going to inbounds here on baseline left. Oliver tries to get it in, and that's going to be stolen, and they're going to get a foul. It's like Jellison's going to get called on that one.
Yeah, those can't do those floater passes. Those will get picked off 9 times out of every 10.
So Jellison with her first. That's the team's fourth. So, yeah, they went a long way there after that third foul they picked up early in the first quarter. They get it back over. Hoffman's going to bring it across here. Dagg's working on her. Up top to Vanderweel. Jellison, and she's going to pick up a quick second foul.
Wow.
And that's going to be, let's see what Coach Helmick wants to do with Jellison with 2 fouls here with 3:09 left to go in the first half. Right now he's going to stay with her. Edmonds, oh, nice pass into Barlow, and the little set shot is no good for Barlow. Rebound fought for Hoffman.
Jump ball. I think this one's going to be the Lady Dragons.
That was Hoffman and Oliver right there fighting for that jump ball, and it's going to go to the Comets.
I always reserve the right to be wrong. I'm a man.
So the Dragons drop back. They're going to pick up a half court here. Degg brings it across. Hoffman's working on her. Jellison.
Degg now in coverage trouble.
And that's going to be a foul on Edmonds. So the freshman picks up her second, I believe.
And that's going to send Klingler to the line, 1-1.
So the freshman Edmonds picks up her second. Sophomore Jordan Klingler at the line and puts in the front end of the 1-and-1. Cuts the Argos lead to 11. Second free throw here for the sophomore. Off the back iron, no good. And Jellison, they're going to say that went off of Barlow.
Jellison managed to tip that into Barlow just ever so barely.
So off the missed free throw, the Lady Comets. Jellison's going to inbound baseline left here. And gets it up top to Oliver, over to Hubenthal. Degg drives. Hubenthal gets it over. Nice shot fake there by Jellison. Shots off. Edmonds comes up with the rebound, gets it over to Vanderweel, coming across the timeline quickly. And that's going to be a foul on Aubrey Degg. That'll be her second. So a couple of the Lady Comets now with 2 fouls here in the first half. And the Lady Dragons going to be in the 1-on-1 here on the next foul by Caston. Carlton's going to check in here for Edmonds. Gets it up to Hoffman. Little double team back over to Shepard. Shepard's going to take just inside, and she puts it in.
Nice shot there.
Good confidence there. Shepard's got 4, and the Dragons are leading 21-8 here with 2 minutes left in the half. And the 3 on the way off the back iron for Hubenthal. And Hoffman comes out with it.
You know, the Lady Comets, they've had a lot of good shot looks that have just been, it's one of those nights that looks like everything's just a quarter inch off the mark.
Yeah.
And Degg getting involved with that pass.
1-on-1. Degg's going to pull up, and they're going to call her for the travel there. Her jump stop didn't quite stop. And the 11th turnover here for the Lady Comets in the first half. Hoffman brings it across the timeline. Degg's going to pick her up there. So I got to give, Cagney Hoffman did play a lot last year. I would say there's no experience on the floor. Cagney Hoffman was our 6th man last year. And there's a nice jump shot from the free throw lane for Vanderweel. So the Lady Dragons shooting is really coming to life here in the...
Yeah, they're not having that quarter or half inch problem I was just talking about.
So Jellison picks up her dribble, gets it over to Degg, back over to Jellison. Into the paint. There's a nice pass and a good finish there by Klingler. Puts it in. She's got 3 for the Lady Comets.
Lady Comets now in double-digit territory.
45 seconds left to go here in the first half. Lady Dragons with a 13-point lead. And Vanderweel pulls up from about 10 foot.
I'm surprised Jellison didn't get called on that. She swiped at the ball but went clear across her face.
Vanderweel has 7 here for the Lady Dragons. And there's going to be a foul called, and it's going to put Degg at the line, shooting 2. And they're going to get the foul on Maddie Vanderweel. That'll be her first 8th team foul. The 5-foot junior Aubrey Degg at the line. First chance from the free throw line here for Aubrey. And can't get the first one to go. Edmonds going to come back in for Barlow. Second one from Degg, and that one's good. 1 of 2 from the line. Comets have 11. Vanderweel's going to bring it across here for the Lady Dragons. And good work there. She gets around Jellison, pulls up, misses a shot, and the 5-footer, Degg, comes out with the rebound. Under 10 seconds to go, and Jellison gets called with the travel. So Coach Dewar going to call a timeout here with 7.9 left in the first half. Try and draw up a play here as the Dragons lead 25-11. Full timeout. We'll take a break. You're watching RTC TV4's coverage of the Caston Lady Comets. We'll be back here in a moment.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana High School Sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
All right, welcome back here to Caston High School with 7.9 seconds left to go in the first. It's going to be Lady Dragons ball. And Coach Dewar wanted to call a timeout here and talk things over here and see if he can draw up a good play here for the young Lady Dragons. Try and get a last-second shot off here.
You know, we're looking at the youth of the Lady Dragons, but maybe that plays well with having a first-year coach or first year with the Dragons. I don't know what his prior experience is, but they don't, being a younger team, they don't have that prior expectation of, well, we've always done it this way.
The Comets fell asleep on that, and there's a shot and a basket and a foul for Edmonds on the rebound. So I don't know quite what Caston was doing there. They were all down here, and two of the Lady Dragons ran free basically down the court. So with 0.9 seconds left, Lizzie Edmonds, the freshman, at the line to try and complete the old-fashioned three-point play.
And one.
She does. She gets the and one. So Edmonds gives the Dragons the 28-11 lead here at the half. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back here with our stats of the first half in a moment. You're watching RTC TV4.
There's been a lot of talk lately about net neutrality. At RTC, our customers receive the full and open internet and nothing less. We are not the gatekeeper, toll operator, or curator. A free and open internet has been the single biggest driver of innovation over the last generation, and we want that engine of innovation to live on in our customers. If you ever have a question about your internet service, give RTC a call. We are here for you.
All right, welcome back here to Caston High School. Steve Stricker with Blair Zimmerman, and the Lady Dragons coming alive here in the late part of the first quarter and definitely in the second quarter, outscoring the Lady Comets 18-7 in that second quarter and lead 28-11 here after 2 quarters of play. So Blair, it's it's been a great first half of action here. We're just getting started with the 2018-2019 season, and the Lady Dragons, young Lady Dragons team, doing some good things. Let's talk a little bit about the scoring here. So Aubrey Dagg had 1 point for the Lady Comets with 1 for 2 from the free throw line. Emily Holt had 4. Jordan Klingler had 3. Sophie Jellison with 2. And Brianna Hubenthal had a point as well. She was 1 for 2 from the line. For the Lady Dragons, it all started with Ashley Barlow hitting 2 3-pointers. She has 8 going into the half. Maddie Vanderweel has 7 for the Lady Dragons. Lizzie Edmonds, the freshman, came alive and has 5. Cagney Hoffman has 4. And Sydney Shepard has 4 as well for the Lady Dragons. It's kind of a tale of 2 quarters turnover-wise. The Lady Dragons had 10 first-quarter turnovers, but I only had them for 1 in the second. And the Lady Comets kind of spread theirs out a little better. They had 6 in each quarter, so they have 12 on the game. So Coach Helmick's got a few adjustments to make here at the half.
Yeah. I had overheard a team meeting. Being my day job being an IT guy here, I had to pop into the room that they were meeting in as they were getting their season underway here a couple weeks back. And he said he really wanted this to be a little bit more mellow season, but I imagine in the locker room right now, he's having a hard time being mellow. The Lady Comets just they didn't lack for shot attempts.
Yeah.
Everything was just off by a little bit, and we've seen this. We've seen this, game in and game. Not every team. They have those nights where it seems like, to steal the phrase from the NBA Jam back in the 90s. Can't buy a bucket.
Yeah.
And the Lady Dragons, they've not had that issue tonight, and they've just grabbed that lead and started running away with it. So Lady Comets need to come out of that locker room second half and really just own the rebounds and sink everything they put up if they want to stay in this game.
Well, it's it's a rough first quarter, and for the Lady Dragons, and they came to life there in the second. They hold a 17-point halftime lead here over the Lady Comets, and let's see what the halftime adjustments are. And I tell you what, Blair, we talked about it a little bit in the pregame. We got a lot of stuff coming up here on RTC TV4, and I did the winter schedule for all 8 schools, and between tonight's game and February 22nd, not including any sectionals, I have 217 games.
So there is no want for some basketball or some wrestling or whatever you want to watch this winter.
You're going to have stuff going on darn near every night. Some nights we're going to have 4 or 5 things going on, and we're all going to be broadcasting these live. And it's the help of folks like you who are managing our broadcast here at Caston. We've got an awesome crew up at Culver. Culver's one of our newest schools that we just added this year, and they've really jumped in. Pioneer has been tremendous. They've jumped in and had a great crew. John Hines has led the way there. Chris Stevens and Mike Bushman up at Culver have done fantastic. Of course, we got Andy Stone up at Argos, and can't wait to get him on a basketball call here this season. He's a soccer guy through and through, but he just gets excited about everything that's Argos.
That's awesome.
We're going to be kicking off the season here for the Lady Zebras on Saturday. They're going to be under first-year head coach Brian Jennings.
Okay.
So they're going to be a kind of a new-look team. They graduated a lot last year as well, so they're going to be a younger team, and they're going to be kicking off against West Central. Game time was changed. It's going to start at 12:30 for Varsity on Saturday. There was a conflict with West Central's something or other. So they're going to be kicking off their season. I'm going to be up at Culver tomorrow night as they kick off their season versus Culver Academy. John Hines is going to be over in Lafayette tomorrow covering the LCC Pioneer Sectional Championship football game. You'll be here on Saturday evening with the Lady Comets hosting the South Bend Career Academy Lady Cobras, right? They changed it?
Sounds right.
It was something else I don't remember, but I think it's the Lady Cobras now. And then Culver's going to be playing South Bend Trinity on Saturday in ladies girls basketball as well. So we got a lot of stuff going on.
Absolutely, and if you're a music lover, tomorrow evening you can head into McHale Auditorium in Logansport, and we've got let's see if I can get all this right. The Logansport Performing Arts Council is hosting the Purdue Varsity Glee Club in association with the Caston choir, because 2 of the Caston grads from 4 years ago now, Braden Voorhees and Andrew Smith. Boy, I'm going to hear about that with that pause. We go to church with the Smiths. But Andrew and Braden are both in the Varsity Glee Club. Really uncommon to have 2 people make it in the Glee Club from the same school in the same year. Anyway, they will be at Logansport tomorrow evening at McHale Auditorium. There are still tickets available. You can get them online at, I think it's Brown Bag Tickets. I don't have the flyer in front of me. Or you can pick them up at the door tomorrow. $20 for adults, $10 for students. So you can catch some sports. You can go listen to some music. You can go listen to music and then watch the sports when they're not live. You'll hear your favorite RTC broadcasters anytime you want to go back and rewatch the video at rtc4.com.
Yeah, and that's the great thing is, we do, and if you're not familiar with us, if you're just tuning in for the first time, we broadcast through our cable system in Rochester, so everybody in Fulton County that has RTC cable can watch us live on, we have 4 cable channels that we can broadcast on, Channel 4, Channel 341, 342, and I think the other one's 304. But you can watch us live on cable TV. You can also tune in and watch us live on our website, rtc4.com. But the nice thing is, as soon as we hit finish to our video as we're broadcasting tonight, you can go back and watch it at will on rtc4.com. So if you are at the game, or if you're at a game and you want to watch another game, you can watch the other game, and you can go back and watch that game again. And it offers a whole lot of options. And
absolutely,
you know, my boss Scott Sager, he's tremendous. His vision, and then of course Joe McCarter, the head of RTC. You know, their vision for this whole thing is just tremendous, and they call it hyper local coverage. It's coverage of, you know, hyper local. It's right down into the schools, and you know, that's just the sports aspect of what we do. We also we hire kids and train the kids in the school to learn how to film for us. And we send them in, and we'll get the 5th grade choir concert. We'll get the 6th grade band concert. We'll get, you know, we've got a variety show at Argos tomorrow night. We're going to film that. We're not going to broadcast that live, but we'll put it on our website. We'll post-produce it.
Yeah, we've had several. I know here at Caston, I've covered spring plays. I've covered spring and fall concerts.
Yeah.
Whenever we can, we go live with the PBIS program, the Friday Morning Live, where we try to catch students doing good.
Right. I've seen that.
And we always post-produce that.
Right.
So, and not only do we train students here, right now we have up at RTC now on staff.
Yeah,
we have Dakota Hayden, who graduated from here at Caston a couple years ago. Started
out as a producer, as I did. I started out as a producer in Argos, and you know, was able to, I guess, show myself enough that they said, hey, you know, and they decided that they needed a sports director, and they brought me in full time. And Dakota, you know, he's balancing work and school right now and doing a really good job. He does a great job in there, and whatever you guys did to him, you know, something stuck.
Oh, he brought most of the good stuff with him. We might have polished it just a little bit.
There you go.
Well, second half play getting ready to get underway.
So, as we get going here, the second half, Lady Dragons leading 28-11, and they're going to have the ball start in the second half. And appreciate everybody that's tuned in to our inaugural broadcast here of the 2018-2019 season. I'm still trying to get used to saying 2018-19.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe that 2018, it's already November.
I know.
So they get it in. Edmonds, so the same 5 that started the game.
Now who are they going to call that out on?
Looks like both teams.
Calling it out on the Comets.
Also want to give a shout out to your cameraman, Gavin Hickel. He was a member of the Caston Comets football program this year, and you know, we talked a little bit in the pregame about them, and there's a turnover. Good job there by the Lady Comets coming up with that one. So the Lady Dragons come up short on their first possession.
Well, I want to give a further shout out here to Gavin, because he had talked to me during the football season, said he was still interested in helping out. He helped us out a little bit last winter, and I came to him earlier today, asked if he was still interested, and he's here on the camera tonight because our normal cameraman just had a conflict and couldn't get here for us. And just another great thing about working with the students is that so often they can step in clutch like that.
Yeah. I think you had him kind of thinking he was going to commentate tonight. You said, hey, could you get on the camera? And he jumped on there, and he's doing a great job. I've been kind of keeping an eye on his camera work there, and seems to be pretty well on point there.
Lady Dragons picking up the pressure here on that full court press start in the second half.
And that's going to be a quick one there. I think they're going to get Dagg on that, and that's going to be her third. So early here in the second half, Aubrey Dagg, and they're going to have to go to a sub, and it's going to bring in Jasmine Rudisell here. So,
and you're talking about Argus injuries and braces, and you see Jasmine's got quite the brace on her right knee. She was having some troubles with that midway through the cross-country season, and she told me what was going on with it, and I think it's some weakened tendons in there, having some structural issues, but I don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
Somebody will anyway, but
Swathwood gets it across. Now she has Hoffman. Nice little flash high post by Edmonds. And they're looking into Carlton there. And
Klingler got a hand on it and gets it out to Hubenthal.
Brianna Hubenthal, and she's going to go down hard.
Draws the foul. It should be a shooting foul. Send her to the line for 2.
And they're going to get Shepard on that. That's going to be her second. And Hubenthal is going to go to the line shooting 2.
Now the team really needs her to go 2 for 2 on this. We look at that lead that Argos has, and if the Comets want to pull out the victory tonight.
Just a little short there on the first one.
It was nothing but net, Steve.
It was, yeah.
It's just the wrong side of the net.
So 1 for 3 for Hubenthal from the line here. Second one on the way and good, so evens up 2 for 4. Makes it a 28-12 Lady Dragon lead with 6.5 here to go in the third. Shepard, and that's a good steal there by Hubenthal. And misses the shot.
Way too hard on it. Klingler tried to get in on that.
And Hoffman comes up with it. She's going one-on-one and misses the shot, but it's going to be a foul on Rudisell. So good job there by Hoffman, comes up with it and drives hard to the rack. So Jasmine Rudisell picks up her first, the team's second here in the second half. And junior Cagney Hoffman at the line shooting 2. And she gets that one to roll around. Hoffman with 5. And off on the second.
Holt under heavy pressure, floats it over to Jellison.
And then Holt's going to take a 3 off the top of the key, and that rims off the front iron. We're going to have an over-the-back call on Klingler. That's going to be, I believe, her first.
And evidently that knee brace bothering her.
Well, that's her second, so I apparently had missed one of Klingler's fouls earlier in the game. So Jordan Klingler with 2, that's the team's third. Shepard has it on the right wing.
Well, you're doing better with the stats than I would, Steve. I have a hard time doing one thing at once. I'm going to be honest here. My trainer of thought derails so much. Nobody rides on it anymore.
Yeah. Well, I try to keep at least the points and the turnovers and the fouls. That seems to be the 3 main ones there. So Hoffman gets it back from Swathwood over to Shepard. Looking at a little zone action here on the defense by the Comets.
Getting away with a couple swats there, I think.
So we got Edmonds working the high post back and forth here, and they're going to reset it here with a little 2-1-2 offense action here on the, looks like a 2-3 zone now for the Comets.
Yeah, the Lady Dragons.
Nice steal there by Klingler.
The Lady Dragons can absolutely afford to slow it down just a little bit and wait for the best looks and the best passes.
That was blocked by the freshman Edmonds, and she's going to bring it down the court by herself. Pulls up from 15 and puts it in. Blocks the shot, goes coast to coast, pulls up for the 15-footer. She's got 7. Blocks another one.
Yeah, Klingler's going to have to quit trying to go straight up. Edmonds definitely has the height advantage there.
They got her listed at 5'10", but that might be a little on the other side of that, actually. I think she's closer to 5'11", maybe even pushing 6 foot.
I feel like I might look up to that young lady. And
she's
last time I stood up against a measuring stick, I was right around 5'10", 5'11" myself.
There's a block on the 3-point attempt by Edmonds and comes up with it.
Yep.
Of course, her dad was a member of the Argos Dragons back in the day when they went to the, either right when they went to the state in '79 or maybe just a little after that. A very good basketball player in his own right.
She definitely doesn't play like a freshman. So.
Oh, no.
She's certainly earned her spot on the varsity line, no question about it. Holt now in coverage trouble. Hands off to Hubenthal.
And there's a steal by Shepard. Nice job, takes it away from Hubenthal. So the Lady Comets with their point guard Aubrey Degg on the bench with 3 fouls, kind of struggling with the ball handling aspect right now. You talked about the shots, and there's Shepard. That shot was altered there by Klingler. You talk about the shots that they got, in the first half. They were getting the shots, they just weren't going. Now with Degg on the bench, I think they're struggling even to get those attempts because the ball handling is not there.
Yeah. Holt and Hubenthal, both very good ball handlers in their own right. One thing I talked to Aubrey in the offseason, one thing I saw a lot last year is that she would, due to her stature, she would try to hug that sideline, and then she would get in double coverage trouble, and nothing she could do.
Yeah.
Sitting right there around 5 foot. She just couldn't get over when somebody's 6, 8 inches taller than you. What are you going to do?
Yeah, and Shepard gets the steal right there from Hubenthal, and Hubenthal is going to pick up the foul. That's going to be her second. That'll be the 5th team foul here on the Lady Comets with 3 minutes left here in the third quarter.
If the Comets aren't careful, they're going to put the Lady Dragons in bonus territory for all of the fourth quarter.
Edmonds gets it back up to Vanderweel. Swings it across to Hoffman.
Nice passing game here.
Sydney Shepard open for 3. A little long, but a nice rebound on the weak side there by Edmonds. She's going to get fouled.
Foul was there on Hubenthal.
So Hubenthal picks up another quick foul there. That's going to be her 3rd. So she just picked up 2 fouls. And,
looks like Coach Helmick's going to put Aubrey back in for Hubenthal.
So now he has 2 of his better players in foul trouble with 3. And Lizzie Edmonds puts the first one in. She's 2 of 2 from the line. 8 points now for the freshman. Pretty good chance here that the freshman might go double digits here in her first varsity game. Second free throw up and good. 3 of 3. Beautiful free throw shot there from Edmonds. She's going to get a break. Chandel Parker is going to come in for her, the senior. So Degg back into the game here for the Lady Comets, brings it across the timeline. Gets it on the far side to Roussel. Inside, that one's blocked by Barlow. And
you got to travel there.
Madison Barkus comes into the game here for the Lady Dragons and turns it over.
Now, an issue I saw last season is that the Lady Comets, when things started going sideways for them, they would drop their head.
Yeah.
Figuratively speaking, of course.
Right.
And it looks like they're still playing hard.
Holt for 3. That's off the back iron. Good rebound there by Parker.
And so, there's a lot to be said for keeping your mind in the game.
Oh, I don't know what Hoffman was looking at, but Vanderweel had her back turned to her, so the turnover for the Lady Dragons. That's the one thing Coach Dewar, they cleaned it up in the second quarter, but that's 5 now already for the Lady Dragons here in the third.
Oh, and Aubrey just dribbled that off her toe. Degg with the turnover there.
So that evens it up with 5 turnovers for the Comets as well. Vanderweel swings it near side. And nice drive there by Parker. Off the mark, the rebound goes to Klingler. Gets it out to Degg. Brings it up the left side. Hoffman picks her up. Nice pass inside and an easy bucket there by Klingler. And that was a great job there by Degg with the assist. Drove down to the point where she could get the pass, and a good seal there by Klingler. And back the other way, the pass off the mark, and Jellison comes up with it. Holt all the way to the rack and can't convert. And Degg fighting for the rebound, and Chandel Parker comes up with it. Holt going to pick up Hoffman at the timeline. Back over to Parker. Up top. Oh, sounded like there might have been a little skin on that one. I don't know, I heard a little slap. Maybe that was ball. It's going to be out of bounds. It's going to stay Lady Dragons ball. Kaylee Carlton checks in.
And we have Lane Oliver in for the Lady Comets.
Checks back in for Caston. Vanderweel is going to take a 3 off the mark. Rebound, Barlow, and she puts it back on the far side. So Ashley Barlow, she's into double figures with 10 for the Lady Dragons. Trying to get around Barlow, can't do it, passed back up top. Holt with it, drives to the basket, and she's fouled. And they're going to call that a shooting foul, and Carlton, I think, is going to get called on that one. So that'll be Carlton's first.
You know, those drives for a layup are so subjective when they call a foul on them. So sometimes they'll call them on the floor, and it's usually pretty obvious what was going to happen there. That was going to be a layup, and they feel like they made the right call this way. In and out there on that first shot for Holt.
So Holt misses on her first free throw attempt of the night. She's got 4 points. We have 29.7 seconds. Second one is good. That's 5 for Holt. And the Lady Dragons lead 37-15 with 30 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
And Degg gets a hold of the ball, ties it up for a jump ball.
All right, Coach Dewar wants to call a timeout here and talk things over with 17.9 left in the third. We're going to take a quick break. Watching RTC TV4's coverage of Caston Lady Comets basketball. We'll be right back.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
All right, back here at Caston High School, where with 17.9 seconds to go in the third quarter, the Argos Lady Dragons leading 37-15 over the Caston Lady Comets. And Blair, Coach Dewar, has got the girls rolling pretty well here in their first match.
I'd say so. Game. If I had to describe the third quarter in one word for the Lady Dragons, it's more. They were able to have more looks. They had more accuracy on their shots and just more.
Yeah.
And we see it on the scoreboard.
Yeah, more points. So Marcus inbounds it here to Hoffman. Cagney gets it back to Barkus, and that shot was blocked. Nice job there by Vanderweel. Comes up with it and tipped out of bounds off of Caston. I think Oliver hit it out of bounds, so it'll be Lady Dragons. So Hoffman's going to trigger here, baseline left. Gets it in. Vanderweel goes quickly to it.
Yeah, that's going to be off of.
I think that's off of Oliver again.
Yeah.
So we're going to try it from this side of the basket. Hoffman gets it into Barkus. Going to take a quick one as the clock was winding down. I was like, man, that was a quick shot, but that's a good reason why.
Yeah.
So after 3 quarters of play here at Caston High School, Lady Dragons lead 37-15. We'll take a break, come back with fourth quarter action on RTC TV4.
Ever wonder why your local TV bill keeps going up? The bulk of these increases are due to rising network fees. A few powerful media companies dictate what TV providers must pay to offer their channels to you. And every time networks demand more money, that affects what you pay every month. If TV providers don't meet their demands, networks threaten blackouts. Since 1999, these network fees have increased by 3.5 times the rate of inflation. To see what we're doing to keep network fees in check, visit tvonmyside.com.
All right, welcome back here to Caston High School, where the Lady Dragons are in pretty good shape here after 3, 37-15. And Blair, that was all Lady Dragons there in the third quarter.
Yeah.
19-4 outscoring the Lady Comets.
Yeah, well, Aubrey Degg got herself into foul trouble there fairly early in the quarter, sitting on 3 personal fouls. Hubenthal also got herself in foul trouble, sitting on 3 personal fouls. So when 2 of your leading scorers, leading ball handlers end up in foul trouble, you just don't end up with the outlook gets a little ugly.
Lady Dragons have it here to start the fourth quarter. Good ball movement there. Hoffman takes a 3 off the back iron. And a good
solid rebound there by Holt.
Holt brings it quickly across. She's going to go all the way, and that's going to be a foul on the freshman Edmonds. That's her third, I believe. And the 4th team foul on the Lady Dragons. Emily Holt goes to the line, shooting 2. She's 1 of 2 from the line so far this evening. First one up and
it's
good. And Carlton comes in for Edmonds. So the freshman Lizzie Edmonds takes a break. She's got 9 points here in her inaugural varsity game of her freshman season. Good effort there by the freshman. Holt off the mark, and Vanderwill lets it go out, and it's going to be off of Caston. So Holt 2 of 4 from the line here tonight. She's got 6 points for the Comets. Hoffman, nice job, gets it up to Shepard. A little bobble there by the sophomore.
Nice hold and move there through that double team defense there.
Get it into Carlton, swings it up to Vanderwill, off the mark. And we got a foul here. Kaylee Carlton goes flying. Not sure who the foul is going to be on.
I'm not sure. I thought they were pointing at Jasmine Rudisell. No, 15.
So Lane Oliver picks up the foul. That's her first, but that is the 7th on the Lady Comets. So senior Kaylee Carlton at the line, shooting 1-1 here for the Lady Dragons. And off the back iron, no good. Rebound goes to Klingler. Gets it over to Degg. Degg fires it ahead quickly. Rudisell tries to get it back into Klingler, tipped out by Barlow. So good push up that time by the Comets. They're going to get it on the baseline right here. And Degg's going to take it out. Holt in the corner, drives, takes the shot from about 12 and puts that one in. So Holt with 8 now for the Lady Comets. Good ball movement there. The Dragons get it around.
That's one thing the Lady Dragons have excelled at this evening, is just moving that ball around cleanly.
It's all about, having the trust that if you give it to somebody, they're going to give it back to you, and knowing that what your nice pass in, Carlton misses. But you got to trust your teammates, you know, and sometimes you see the girls, they want to hold it that extra split second, and that really causes problems. That's when you see a lot of tie-ups. You see that a lot in the younger ages.
Mm-hmm. Well, and again, Lady Dragons with this commanding lead right now, they can absolutely afford to just move the ball around and take their pick of passes, of shots.
Carlton gets fouled by Klingler on the post move, and she's going to get another shot here from the line.
Klingler now with 3 fouls.
And Carlton puts that one in, so she's 1 of 2 from the line. Lead back up to 20 for the Lady Dragons, 38-18 with 6:22 left here in the game. Second one rims out for Carlton. And Holt quickly across, and she tried to get it in there to Oliver, and that's going to be a turnover for the Lady Comets. Hoffman brings it across here. And double team, good job there. That's where the passing got rid of it at the right time. Vanderweel over to Shepard. Shepherd goes baseline. Nice job there on the defense. Rudisell cuts her off. Barlow. And Barlow's pass, Vanderweel zigged, and Barlow thought she was going to zag, and results in a Dragon turnover. A little full court action here.
That seems a little unnecessary, I'm going to be honest. But these girls are here to play, so.
Well, with a young team like that, I could see, a little bit about he's trying to work the different situations a little bit.
Yeah.
But, he does have a 20-point lead. And there's a block by Shepherd, and Holt comes up with it, misses the shot, rebound to Carleton.
There's just been a lot, just ever so slightly off the mark.
Hoffman gets it over here to Shepherd.
I mean, I've lost count, but if the Lady Comets had made half of those shots that were just that little bit off the mark,
yeah,
the Lady Dragons would still be ahead, but
they'd be in the game.
Lady Dragons just coming out here and starting off their season with a super game so far.
Yeah.
It's been a clean game. There's fouls, but I haven't seen anybody.
Nice shot fake. Vanderweel drives it into the paint and puts it in. That was a great move there by Maddie Vanderweel.
Nice pass there by Daig over to Holt.
Vanderweel has 9 now for the Lady Dragons.
Long
shot off
two.
the mark, and the rebound goes to Barlow. The nice thing that I like that I'm seeing here about the Lady Dragons is they're a little bit of everybody. It's not somebody has 22 and everybody else has 4. I mean, and there's Vanderweel gets into double figures. She's got 11. Barlow has 10. Edmonds has 9. Everybody right in that same neighborhood.
Holt with the layup attempt. Doesn't quite get it. Klingler with the rebound and puts it back in for 2.
Klingler's got 7 now for the Lady Comets. A little pressure by Daig.
Was that a short joke, Steve?
No. That was a time joke. A little pressure.
Oh. I hope Aubrey watches this because a nice lay in there.
And Barlow, she gets another basket. She's got 6, 9, 12 now.
Vanderweel got her hand on that pass attempt by Rudisell and sent it out of bounds.
Swathwood going to come in for Vanderweel. 3:27 left here. 44-20, Argos Dragons with the lead. And Edmonds going to come back in. She's going to give Carleton a break. Just got to let Carleton know. See Coach Cole Croft over there walking out. He's got the Lady Dragons a week from Friday. Was down and talked to the Lady Warriors yesterday. So they're going to have a really good team. They're going to have a really good team. They were very young last year.
Yeah.
And Winnemac is going to have a really good team.
They were very aggressive last year.
Yeah.
That's one of those. The Lady Comets. There's a rivalry there in basketball.
Right.
And there was there were some dirty plays on the court. The Comets Winnemac boys girls doubleheader last season.
Yeah.
Worth going back and watching. Just going to plug it again. RTC4.com.
Well, they have a sophomore who was a freshman last year, Lainey Joseph, that's just a tremendous point guard at about 5'10", and handles the ball, takes it to the rack, and they've got some good size. They're very young. They got some really good sophomores and juniors this year, and it's going to be fun. They're going to be hopefully we can get that team put together over there. We're still hunting for some people to step up and take control over at Winnemac to help you do the things that you do.
Yep.
To get that coverage, and I'm looking forward to getting some really good coverage over there in Winnemac.
Were we able to get a North Miami team together?
Not yet. We're still working on that.
Okay.
So we need some help down that direction and over in Winnemac's direction. But North Miami, Winnemac, Pioneer, Culver are 4 new ones and still not fully operational, I guess you could say.
Daig with that first free throw in that attempt and made both of them.
So she's 3 of 4 from the line. And 4-4-2-2 is our score. Hoffman off on that one, and Daig comes up with a big rebound in front of the 5'10" freshman Lizzie Edmonds, and she's going to get called for that one. That'll be her 4th.
Daig going back to the line. Now I got to say,
I missed one. Edmonds fouls out.
Ooh.
That was her 5th. So the freshman Lizzie Edmonds, a good solid performance here in her first varsity game with 9 points on the night.
Absolutely. I'm going to guess that we're going to see a lot of her in Lady Dragons varsity play this season.
Oh, yeah.
Good first game.
And that one good by Daig. So she's doing well from the line. 4 of 5. Has another one coming up. Yeah, you're going to – this Argos team, give them some time here with Coach Dewar. You're going to see some good things out of this program. And the nice thing is, not bragging on my kid, but there's some good younger kids coming up. I got a good group of 6th graders that I'm going to be coaching this year.
Okay.
My youngest daughter plays on that team, and they're pretty good.
Couple of steals there, going both ways.
And the Lady Comets, talking to Coach Helmick, there's a team, and I don't remember if they're in 7th grade now or 8th grade, but I remember seeing them playing up at the zone. They've got some players there too.
Yeah.
They're going to have, next year or two, they're going to have some help here with this younger squad. And that was the one thing, with the interview that Coach Helmick talked about. And there's a nice shot there by the senior Allie Weiss.
That's Wheezy. I'm going to go ahead and correct you.
Yeah, I knew I was going to say it wrong, and I heard her say it 3 times in the preview.
Oh, hey, I start every game with an apology. I will butcher when your teams come and I'm covering the game. Any visiting team, any team that we visit, I promise you I will butcher your children's names, and I'm so sorry. But
yeah, one of the things Coach Helmick talked about, this is kind of a 2-year project for him right now. He's starting at square one, and hopefully the finish line, so to speak, is going to be at the end of next year with some of these younger kids, and the fact that they only have the one senior in Allie Weezy, this year, and so we'll see what Coach can do.
We saw some of that in the JV game here.
Yeah,
there's several freshman players who are really solid ball players.
Yeah.
Lady Comets, of course, victorious in the JV game just before this varsity game. That wasn't televised.
Right.
And so it wouldn't surprise me to see some of those freshmen end up with some floor time on the varsity squad here as the season progresses.
All right, back in action here. Daig brings it across for the Lady Comets, looking for a gap. Gets it over to the senior Wheezy, misses on the shot, rebound, and it's going to be a push from, nope, I was going to say she lost it out of bounds.
She dribbled it right on the line.
Okay. So turnover there for the Lady Dragons. Must be even numbers here, Blair, because first and third quarters, the Lady Dragons had over 5 turnovers each quarter. In the second and fourth, they're under 2 in both quarters.
Hubenthal with a 3-point attempt. Daig with the rebound, and
Daig goes down. Coach Helmick looks like he called a timeout as Daig was in a little trouble right there. So we'll take a break. Come back here with more action with 2:14 left here from Caston, watching RTC TV4. All right, back here at Caston High School. Thanks everybody for tuning in to our inaugural game of the 2018-19 season. Lady Dragons lead 44-26 with 2:14 left to go, and it's after that first quarter, Blair, it's been pretty much all Lady Dragons.
Absolutely. You know, I know what they say about when it's over, but I swear I hear somebody warming up with some operatic music over in the wings.
Well, Hoffman gets a steal right there on the inbounds. The Lady Dragons back on the offensive end.
Some nice ball handling there, keeping it away from some steal attempts there by Degg and Hubenthal.
Hoffman gets it over to Miller, or Shepard. And Swathwood off on the three-point attempt. And a good job there. Vanderweel gets the steal. Fourth quarter turnovers mounting for the Lady Comets. Approaching the 1.5 minute mark here in the game. Shepard makes a nice move, kicks it out to Vanderweel. The 10-footer is good for the sophomore, Maddie Vanderweel.
Jellison into Degg, who's going to bring it across the timeline.
13 on the night for Vanderweel. Good night here for the sophomore. Nice drive. Good defense there by the Lady Dragons. Going to go off of Hoffman, so it'll stay Lady Comets ball.
You know,
Chandel Parker checks back in here. Sorry.
I think that Hubenthal just got away with a double dribble there. It looked like she picked it up to do something with it, lost her balance, and was able to start dribbling again and got away with one.
Madison Barkus checks back in. Jellison on the inbounds here. Gets it over to Degg. And I think that was tipped. Lady Comets come up with it. And double dribble there on Hubenthal, so she got away with it once. So under a minute to go here. And there is a foul on Degg. That's going to be her fourth.
Yeah, that's always the risk of playing that full court press, is getting a foul out of it. Of course, with just 57 seconds, she could spare one.
Yeah. I want to take a quick minute here and thank all of the fine folks. We've been really getting a lot of people that have been signing up to help us out with advertising and sponsorships. And let you know there's still room available if you are interested in advertising or sponsoring a game here on RTC TV4. You can get a hold of us at RTC. I'll even give, no I won't because I don't know my number, darn it. You can email us at video@rtc1.com.
And keep in mind, it is hyper local. This will be if you're an Argos fan watching at home.
Yeah, you can pick the school, you can pick the sport, you can pick multiple sports in the same school, you can pick multiple schools with the same sport. It's all kinds of options there, and we can tailor a package to your needs. If you have a business that you want to get a full commercial, we can do that. If you just want to sponsor a 15-second sponsorship type ad, we can do that as well. So a lot of options available, and everything that you do, we pay our producers, we pay our commentators, we pay our cameramen, we teach the kids how to do it, we pay them for their efforts, and everything that we do is made possible by those advertisers and sponsors, and we appreciate every one of them.
Absolutely. Nice pass there. Going to go into the paint.
Parker.
Dished out.
And
that's going to be foul.
It's going to be Degg, it looks like, and that should be 5. And Aubrey Degg is going to foul out with 5 points on 5 of 6 from the free throw line, and her night is over.
Well, if you're going to foul out, you want to do it with less than 30 seconds left in the game. I mean,
well, my daughter famously fouled out of a couple games for the Lady Dragons, and I give her another shout out up at Trine University. She's getting ready. They're going to start their season next week up there and playing some basketball for the Thunder. So if she can get healed up, she had a pretty bad ankle sprain.
Oof. So, I was speaking of local lady basketball players who I was talking to Dr. Jennings last week. Unfortunately, talking to a chiropractor, it means you've hurt yourself. But anyway,
right.
we were talking about Whitney and the playing for Butler.
Right.
Of course, since she's made co-captain again.
Right.
And she's dealing with some ankle sprain injury. So, yeah.
So Chandel Parker gets on, and, of course, Jennings, one of those members of that 79 Argos team.
Right.
You know, his brother Brian is the coach, like we said, at Rochester now.
Right.
And Doug, and I mean, there's I think 5 of them, all very, very talented basketball players.
Yeah.
But yeah, Doug was a member of that 79 team. A very, very good member of that 79 team. So,
well, there's
all right.
our ball game tonight.
Yeah, here we are. The final score: the Argos Lady Dragons take the first game of the season by a final score of 47-26. Blair, if you want to run a couple ads here, I'll total up and we'll come back with our post game.
Okay.
Get some totals for the girls. We'll be back here in a moment with our post game here from Caston on RTC TV4.
RTC cable subscribers. Now you can watch your favorite cable networks wherever you are, on your phone, tablet, or computer. Just log on to www.watchtveverywhere.com. Enter your RTC account information and sign up to watch TV everywhere. Live sports, videos on demand, and more, all for free with your RTC cable subscription. Watch TV Everywhere, another great service from RTC.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors. Evans Agency in Rochester, offering farm liability, farm personal property, and farm outbuilding policies, all customized to fit your insurance needs. Let Judy help you protect all of your possessions. Online at evansagencyrochester.com. First Federal Savings Bank is your local mortgage lender with 6 locations throughout North Central Indiana. Trust the professionals at First Federal Savings Bank. Online at firstfederalbanking.com. Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
All right, welcome back here to Caston High School, where the Lady Dragons take the first game of the season here for 2018-2019. Final score 47-26, and Blair, it was kind of all Lady Dragons basically after the first quarter. They kind of found their groove. Both teams struggled there through the first quarter.
Yeah, for half of it.
Yeah.
The Lady Dragons did draw first blood. Come out to that 2-0 lead up through about 4 minutes, and then they really started stretching that lead out from the midpoint of the first quarter, and it was all Lady Dragons all the way through. I really can't say anything other than congratulations to Coach Dewar and the Lady Dragons. It was a clean ball game. It was... the officials missed some calls both sides of the court, and they made some good calls both sides of the court. So it was just 100% Lady Dragons night tonight.
Well, let's go through a little bit of the stats here on what happened. Turnover-wise, it ended up being pretty close, actually, and Coach Dewar and Coach Helmick both going to be unhappy with these numbers. 22 turnovers unofficially for the Comets and 19 for the Dragons. First game jitters. But you saw some flashes there with the Lady Dragons where, they had the second quarter, only 1 turnover, fourth quarter, only 2 turnovers. So they had a couple bigger quarters where they had a lot of turnovers. The Lady Comets, they kind of spread it out a little bit more over the whole game. For the scoring-wise, for the Lady Comets, Emily Holt led the Lady Comets with 8. Klingler had 7. Aubrey Daig ended up with 5, Sophie Jellison with 4, and Hubenthal and Weezy both had 2 for the Lady Comets. Very, very balanced effort. Very impressed with this young Lady Dragons team as far as the scoring effort goes. Leading all scorers tonight, the sophomore Maddie Vanderweel with 13. Ashley Barlow, another sophomore, had 12. The freshman Lizzie Edmonds had 9 in her first ever varsity game. Down to Sydney Shepard, another sophomore, with 4. Cagney Hoffman, I missed that one, junior, with 5. And Kaylee Carlton, one of the seniors, the 2 seniors, she had 3, and then the other senior, Shandell Parker, put in a bucket or a free throw, so she had 1. So a pretty balanced effort for the Lady Dragons through the night.
I've got to say, Lizzie Edmonds, I mean, if she fouled out there in the third, if she would have had that other quarter of play, she may have even been leading scorer for the Lady Dragons. And I'm just really impressed with a first freshman game.
Yeah.
That was a phenomenal night of basketball for Miss Edmonds.
Very good start for the season for the Lady Dragons, and we're going to be busy, and we talked about it here with what we got coming up. So tomorrow night on RTC TV4, you can catch Pioneer sectional championship action over at Lafayette Central Catholic as they go for the sectional title in football. John Hines is going to be on the call over there with the Pioneer crew. Culver crew is going to fire things up for the Culver Lady Cavaliers. They're going to be hosting the Culver Girls Academy Lady Eagles tomorrow night in their first game of the year for Lady girls basketball action. Then Saturday we're going to have a triple header on hand for you. The Rochester Lady Zebras get things started at 12:30 as they host West Central. Blair will be back here in the evening as the Lady Comets host the South Bend Career Academy Lady Cobras. And then Culver Lady Cavaliers going to be back in action against South Bend Trinity also at 7 p.m. on Saturday. So a big week of action. We're going to open things up at Argos. They're going to open their home season up with the Lady Trojans from Triton on Tuesday. And you got a couple games next week as well. You're going to have North White here on Thursday, and you're going to have Frontier here on Friday. Be interesting to see what that North White team looks like after Macy Heimlich graduated.
Yeah.
A very, very talented player going actually playing at Bethel this year. And I always followed her quite a bit because, A, her name's Macy, same as my daughter, but they played against each other so much in actually on this court in regional action several times.
Yeah, and I remember her last year from regionals. Very, I want to say aggressive, but I don't mean it as in viciously aggressive, just always on that basketball.
Yeah.
Always very tenacious. Maybe that's a better word to use. And so good luck to her in her freshman season at Bethel.
Yeah.
Congratulations again to the Lady Dragons for winning their season opener. And thank you all who joined us live tonight. Of course, if you're catching us on a replay, thank you for tuning in. I'm Blair Zimmerman. Been joined tonight by Steve Stricker. And I really appreciate you coming out and helping me with the call tonight, Steve. I know that you were one of the earliest RTC crew members, and so I appreciate you having a veteran here in the booth with me, as it were. And once again, really appreciate Gavin Hickle doing our camera work tonight and just coming in clutch for us. So please join us tomorrow evening for the various events. Join us here again tonight at the Crater for Lady Comets basketball Saturday evening. This is RTC4.
Just a quick thing, I guess, before we go. I do want to say, all of our thoughts at RTC and all of our prayers are going to our family at Tippecanoe Valley.
Oh, absolutely.
Another one of our fine partner schools, and they've had a tragedy this week. And, as a parent, it's just heartbreaking, and there's no words that I can say that would do anything. It's
sick of my stomach all week.
Yeah.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, and this looks like it was just an unfortunate series of events, but do absolutely keep watch out there. No text message, no phone call, no appointment is so important to not just slow down and keep your eyes on the situation around you. Again, not placing any blame there. The more evidence that comes light, this was just an absolute tragedy.
Yeah.
And we everybody does need to keep that in mind. It's been national news, but absolutely our hearts go out to the families, our prayers, our thoughts. It's just heart-rending and gut-wrenching.
Yep.
I felt sick at my stomach. I have 3 little girls in elementary. I have a son who's a sophomore this year, and just that's all that was right in that age range, and just it felt like a knife in my guts twisting, and I can't imagine how our RTC family up there at Tippecanoe Valley is feeling right now this evening. So
thoughts and prayers to everybody there, and we'll be definitely on our knees thinking about you and praying for you.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks, Blair. Thanks for having me in, and thanks, Gavin. And we'll say goodnight here from Caston.
Join us next time here on RTC TV4.